This is a test I'm doing of making a blend between my orange blossom and my Brazilian pepper. So this orange blossom came from Central Florida last year, 2019. I think the oranges started blooming around the beginning of February, middle of February through March. That's when I pulled it out of there. I had 4 hives to start with, and I ended up with, I think 97 pounds of honey. That's a solid frame of delicious orange blossom honey right there. This year I took 6 hives down to Fort Pierce area in some old orange grove, which is no longer orange grove. It's just pretty much dead out, and you've got a bunch of Brazilian pepper growing around the outside of the fields out there. The blooms are already starting to come out on these Brazilian pepper plants, and as you can see right there, there's some love bugs already taking advantage. So this is a nice set, we should focus better, of Brazilian pepper. Runs all the way down this road on both sides of the road, and this is just all over here down here in southeast Florida. So the bees already have some forage. Makes me happy. So these are the Brazilian peppers, I guess is what you could call them. Let me see if I can show you this. When you squeeze them, there's a little berry in there, or a little seed in there, but the outer casing comes right off. And let me taste one. See if you can see this. I don't think you can. Let's see. There's really nothing peppery about it. It's actually sweet. I don't know if they're poisonous or not, but I heard you can cook them and like grind them or something once they're fully mature, but I don't think these are mature. I don't think they're supposed to smash like that. I think when they're mature, they're harder, but I can't say for certain because I don't play with these too much. Lots of Brazilian pepper, and then in the fields it's kind of marshy a little bit, so there's a lot of this alligator weed, and it's a long stemmed little plant. It grows maybe like a foot tall, and it's kind of spreads out and has these little white cluster flowers on it. Bees are flying really good right now. This alligator weed, I can see it's got bees on it. There's one right here, a bunch right here, bunch down in here. Let's see if you can see it. There's one right there. Oh, a bunch of them down in there. So the alligator weed is still blooming, and they're all out and foraging right now. And the reason I've written here, I wrote South Florida mix, that's what this is. Brazilian pepper, because that's what I went to target, and that was full bloom throughout the time I was down there. The alligator weed bloomed toward the end and was kind of dying out once I pulled everything away. There's also these little purple and yellow flowers out there, but in very small numbers. However, obviously some of that was collected. So this is kind of a blend, but mostly Brazilian pepper, and then kind of toward the end got some alligator weed. It's got a really strong flavor. You can see it's dark, almost kind of a molassesy flavor, and it's very similar to, it kind of reminds me of the first collection I had in my backyard up here in northeast Florida. It's got a real strong flavor. Every time I told somebody, hey, this is a pretty dark honey, it's kind of weird flavor, everybody tastes it and like, oh, that's sweet. Well, yeah, it's sweet, it's honey, but it's still got a unique flavor. But so far everybody really liked it. Again, it really kind of similar, it's similar to that, kind of has a molassesy flavor. This is orange blossom. If you ever tasted orange blossom, definitely one of the best honeys that I produce, and I get Tupelo as well, and I know the Tupelo is really good, but the orange blossom, unadulterated orange blossom, is fantastic. So what I'm doing today is I'm making a blend because I want to kind of tone this down. It's got a kind of strong flavor, and I want to see if I can bring it down a notch. So what I'm going to do is, you can see my mixtures. I've got, this side is mainly orange blossom, this side is going to be mainly the Brazilian pepper South Florida blend. So here I've got 3 drops of orange blossom to 1 drop of the Brazilian pepper, 2 to 1, 1 to 1, and I'm about to do the same here. Keep in mind, this is very scientific. The drops are even, always even. I'm just kidding. I'm kind of winging it, doing the best I can, and then I'm stirring it with this little like corn, or I don't know what this thing is, little kind of fork thing. I don't know what the purpose is. I don't even know why I have it. But here we go. Here's 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop, and 1 drop. Oops. 2 drop, 1 drop. And what I'm going to do also, I'm going to take this
to 2 to 2 so I can get a little more flavor out of it. This one's kind of difficult because it's one of those bottles that, oops, come on out. There's 2. Here's 1. One of those bottles like the ketchup that's on the table at the restaurant. Jet's going by. Alright, so we got 3 to 1, 2 to 1, and 2 to 2. So basically 1 to 1. Now I'm going to stir it up. These spoons are shaped different, so I'm going to bend these a little bit because the honey's trying to escape. There we go. Give it a little stir. Oh, you know what I just thought about? I didn't need to do a 1 to 1 here because I already had a 1 to 1 there. But whatever. That's even. It looks nicer. Alright. Now I'm gonna go back through and stir these because I can't remember how well I stirred them. I decided to film this when I first started making my mixtures. And I think I kind of failed to get a good stir here. Alright. This one looks pretty even. Another thing I'm kind of looking for is to tone down the color. So I've been to some farmers markets and I talked to a lot of the beekeepers that are selling their product, and I kind of watch and observe what the people think of the different honeys they're tasting. And my favorite at one of these farmers markets here in Northeast Florida is they say it's it comes from when the avocados bloom in South Florida. They call it like an Everglades mixture. But after getting my Brazilian pepper, I'm thinking that a lot of what's in there is that Brazilian pepper. Now I've never had avocado, like I've never gotten it myself, so I don't know how dark it is, but that stuff's real deep, dark color. It tastes like molasses, and a lot of people try it. I think it's my favorite. It's got a really good flavor to it, and I love it in coffee. But a lot of people won't buy it. They'll like the lighter colored honey, a little bit of dark, not as light as the not usually as light as the Tupelo, not as light as the orange blossom, but kind of like a blend where you get a little bit of darker. I think that's just what people think of when they think of honey, but usually it's the gallberry that I see that wins out over all of them. After they've tasted everything, the gallberry just flies off those tables. So here we are, we've got our mixture. Now I'm going to taste them. Number 1, and I don't know how I'm going to cleanse my palate between, but you know what, I'm going to start down here with the 1 to 1. 1 to 1 orange blossom to my South Florida blend. We'll see how we do. It's still really good. Oh, and let me show you something. Let me show you how dark this is, if I can do it. I think you should, well, you can kind of see a difference. Obviously you can see the difference in here, but when you're on the spoon, it doesn't really look too much different. But it still carries quite a bit of flavor, of that strong flavor, kind of that molasses comes through at the end there. 2 to 1 obviously is going to be overpowering, I think. It's pretty good. I like that. At the beginning, kind of caramel flavor. And then I got to be honest with you, go back for seconds. That was really good. It didn't even end with that molasses flavor. That was interesting. And now this is the 3 to 1. A lot. No, that's good, man. That's good. A lot more of the Brazilian pepper, the deep molasses starts out on that one, and at the end, you're kind of left with nothing. That's good. I like that. I got to be honest with you. I thought that these were going to be way better. I haven't yet tried them, so they might be. We're going to do the same. We'll start with the 1-to-1. We already know what that's going to be like. I like it. That's good. Yeah. No two ways about it. That's good. Got that bite, you know, the back of your throat bite. 2-to-1. Ooh, now we're getting, yeah. I think this is getting closer to what I think the public would like. The regular coming up to a counter buying some stuff. It's got more of what they're used to as far as a honey flavor is concerned. And that was 2-to-1 orange blossom to that South Florida. Now we're going 3-to-1, and I think this was honestly going to be my guess as to what was going to be the best. So let's see what happens here. Oh yeah, no two ways about it. That right there, I should have brought some biscuits. Yeah, all day. So I think, I'm glad I did this. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make up a bucket of 3-to-1 and, you know, bottle them up, make some blend labels. But definitely 3-to-1 is by far my favorite after tasting everything. Just for the heck of it, I'll go back to the straight, see what it's like after eating that 3-to-1. There's just straight Florida, South Florida. It's unique. It's a strong flavor, but I think the public would go crazy over the 3-to-1. If you bottled this by itself, try to get rid of it, it would be a very unique audience who would want to buy that stuff. So I'm pretty happy with my my experiment. Let me know what I'm now going to do as far as a blend. Keep in mind, like a lot of good wines nowadays are blends, different grapes and whatnot. So why not do a honey blend, right? Definitely going to make myself some 3-to-1 orange blossom to South Florida. I can't remember whether or not I mentioned it, but my favorite honey to put into coffee or cappuccino is a real dark molassesy flavored honey, which comes from South Florida, and I purchase it up here at a farmer's market, and it claims to be of avocado bloom, but I don't know. I've never done that myself, so I couldn't say whether or not that's correct or if it's maybe tainted with other things. But it's real similar in taste to this stuff I have here, which I just collected from the Southeast Florida mix. Mostly Brazilian pepper, some alligator weed, some other randoms. But it's got that real strong molassesy flavor. So I put it in my coffee this morning, and it is really good. I'm happy that I've got it to do so with. And keep in mind, I've got, you know, honey year round. I've got orange blossom and Tupelo, and then some like gallberry, stuff like that, that I have in my house, like tons of it all year. But I still buy that stuff from the local farmer's market because I just like it so much. It's got that really deep, rich flavor that makes your coffee just taste that much more bold. But I recommend these dark honeys in your coffee if you're a honey person. And I'm guessing you are a honey person, otherwise you wouldn't be watching this. But this, again, just a video showing you how you can blend a few honeys together, however many you want, just to get that right flavor that you're looking for. All these honeys, if you haven't ever done it before or tasted different honeys, you ought to go to a local farmer's market and find the honey guy, honey girl, and give it a shot. See what all the different flavors are that you can get from these honeys. Find the one you like. Find a couple that you think might go well together, and make your own blend.